All
I'm
right.
broadcasting to you today from beautiful Santa Barbara, California. My name is Pragpro, and these are my angels. And we're going to travel through a universe of cinema like something you've never seen before. JC, take it away.
Thanks, Prag. That was beautiful. Welcome to the Three Grandmas podcast. We are talking about another movie with a guest. We've got Anders back on the line. He's been away for a while, but we've got him back, and he's picked a real doozy of a film. I do wonder if everyone actually watched the film.
I need to be paid for the full day because it took all day. I got up at 11. I'm like, oh, I'll just knock this out. But you take little breaks here and there. It took all day. And I just finished 20 minutes ago, even though it's only 3.5 hours, which is weird to me.
I watched it yesterday. This is a long film, and it's the longest in Martin Scorsese's career. So, Anders, I want to know what drew you to this one for this episode, since you've been away for a while.
Yeah, that's right. Well, so this is what originally got me into, one, mafia films, and two, Scorsese's career, which is funny because this is meant to be like a send-off or a swan song to his gangster movies, but for me, it was the introduction. I hadn't even seen Goodfellas when I first watched it, however many years ago it was. Yeah, and so I've watched it 3 times now, and they've all been very different experiences. So the first time, as I said, is very new to me, and then a year later I rewatched it where I was familiar with everything. I think I saw Goodfellas at that point, and this new one was like, after watching like everything, like Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, and all the gangster movies, it's kind of like an Avengers Endgame sort of experience.
Even Mean Streets? Did you watch Mean Streets and all the early ones too?
I have seen Mean Streets.
Okay, good.
Casino?
I want to make sure.
Casino, yes.
Of course, you have to see that one.
And the one we talked about already is The Departed as well.
That's
the
right.
big one. Yeah. So this is late in Scorsese's career. How old is he now? Like, he's in his 70s, right? 70s or 80s?
I think he's in his 80s.
80s.
Oh, Scorsese?
Yeah. Scorsese, yeah.
Yes, he is very old. And according to lore, De Niro had to convince him to do this movie. And then they had to ask Joe Pesci like 50 fucking times to do this movie because and that shows up on the screen. And like, I understand you're telling the story of a whole person's life, but you have to do better with the historical documentation because the contrast with the bodies and the faces just doesn't work in the early part of it. So like I can understand, but like the best part of this movie is the parts about when they're older, when they're playing their age, in my opinion.
Yeah, but before we get into it, like I want to know, like, time. Did you see this movie when it came out? Yeah, or is this your first watch of it?
Who is Martin Scorsese? That's what I would like to ask first.
Nobody knows. He's
the absolute cinema guy.
Director.
Absolute cinema. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's also the guy that said that Marvel films aren't real.
Yeah, they aren't movies. They aren't art.
Oh, what a bastard!
While also jumping full dick into AI. Yeah, cool. All right on. Anyways, no, today I watched it. This is my first time seeing this movie. I knew of it. I knew, that it came out, it had come out on Netflix 2019, but I'd never seen it. I had seen his other movies here and there. Goodfellas is absolutely my favorite Scorsese movie. I love that movie. I hold it near and dear. Like if it's on and I just happen to see it, I'll sit down, I'll watch it. It's one of those things. If I see like a YouTube clip on my algorithm where it's like it's playing some scene, I'll just click on it and watch it because I just love that movie. That movie made me really fall in love with like Ray Liotta just as a fucking unhinged dirtbag in that movie. And then I love The Departed because The Departed is the inverse of that as far as like, the cops, as far as the mob, but it's essentially, a similar story. But I love that movie just as much because, I like the actors involved, Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the GOATs. So yeah, to come to this movie and watch it with the actors that were, pretty much involved with Goodfellas, it was crazy because they're older and it's like, there's a lot of similarities to Goodfellas. And I had seen that this was later reading, this was like, the like Anders said, a culmination, the send off to his mob movies. And yeah, we've joked, or I guess you guys have joked, because I haven't seen it yet, about the de-aging scenes. And I was like, oh, how bad could it be? I'm assuming it's bad, but how bad could it really be? And then you watch it and you're like, shit, it's bad.
Well, yeah.
The CGI part?
I don't agree.
It's distracting. It's so distracting.
I'll tell you a scene where it's very distracting when he's beating up the guy in the grocery store.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you watch him
that's
like
that
he's
scene.
gonna fucking fall over,
that
and
is crazy.
You can't cover
Yeah,
that
nobody
up.
likes that scene.
That's crazy.
Okay,
That's
right.
That's the one like that people point to.
And he's playing a 27-year-old man who's a truck driver in these scenes, and his face looks like he looks like Yogi Berra. And like nobody's that weathered at that age. So like there was no way to sell it. They should have done it animated. I would have preferred they did a fucking anime version of the prequel parts. Because trying to like pretend like there's nothing wrong here and Robert De Niro's really 25. Yeah, like Kill Bill, exactly. I think that's a very intelligent, just like have some sort of cool, very expensive, hand-drawn.
Where he meets Russell for the first time. And he's like, "Hey, what's up, kid?" And I'm like, "You guys are the exact same age. What the fuck?"
Yeah. I will say, from what I hear from the book, that happens in the book as well. And what's his name? Frank actually acknowledges like how strange it is that he calls him kid, which is funny because he could have had a line in the movie about that. Maybe.
Because I'm going to disagree with you guys as well. I think the de-aging is like distracting at first, and the moments where it really is the most distracting is in the eyes, is whenever his eyes are like super blue.
Yeah.
But otherwise I kind of just fall into it and I don't really notice. And there's there's kind of a transition, like a slow transition into him aging. And I think they do a pretty good job of just kind of making it.
I think the performance is so good and the script and the story is so good that you allow it.
There's a point where I stop thinking about it.
Shit.
Yeah. Frag.
Oh no, Frag. Crazy.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
He's probably like going on a full diatribe right now. We don't even know. We're not going to know until we get it.
Oh, there he goes.
Lost him.
He's
we
gone.
Lost him. Well, I'll continue what I was saying. I didn't think there was much of a disconnect for me. There's moments where I'm like, oh, I can notice that, like when his eyes are like really blue. But then later on, I'm like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, he's just in the scene. I don't really notice. And plus, like Frank Sheeran, like while he's he's the main character, he's the title of the movie. He's not really the draw of the movie. I find like Joe Pesci and Al Pacino's characters, like Jimmy Hoffa and Russ, like they're the draws of the movie, and I barely noticed there because they had de-aging CGI as well. I barely noticed like Al Pacino's or Joe Pesci's. Like
especially with Al Pacino because like he looks like that the whole movie, so you don't really anticipate him like aging like De Niro does, where he gets super white hair, right? But no, I don't notice it at all with Al Pacino.
No.
Yeah, but Pacino was the least noticeable one out of all.
But no,
Pacino's looked like a fucking catcher's mitt since 1987. That's why you don't notice, because he always looks like that.
It's just the way he looks, yeah.
It's just the way he looks, yeah.
But I allow it because it's a good movie. I allow it because the performances and the script is so good that it overcomes that. And it's not most of the movie. It's 3 hours, but only like 45 minutes are of that period, right? So
yeah,
I can understand why they did it.
This movie feels
also consider this like so De Niro, he's like 35, I believe, but 35 in 1950, where everyone just kind of looks like that.
Nobody looked like that at 35, and even in 1950. Okay, I'm pretty old, bro.
He's also a World War II veteran. You probably won't be
still. There's certain aging that occurs that can only happen over time, and that's the wrinkles, that's the weathering, the cracking. Like it's just.
It's the way, and it's the way.
But it's okay. I'm not like, it doesn't kill the movie for me. I just prefer a different methodology for that, and it doesn't ruin it.
No, this movie to me feels like a reflection. It feels like Scorsese reflecting on his career, reflecting on his life. I like the way that I compare The Irishman is kind of to David Bowie's Black Star. If you guys have heard that album,
sure.
That album came out like right before he died, and a lot of it is dwelling on his imminent passing away, and like how terrified he is of it, and like thinking about his legacy. And that's kind of how I feel about The Irishman as well, because obviously like mob films, they have like a like a special place in Scorsese's heart. Even though he's only made like 4 or 5, and he's made 50 movies in his career, they are what he's most well known for. So like coming out and like making his last mob film, like he had to make it big, and he had to make it something that feels personal to him. And I think that's what this movie mostly is. Like it starts off like a traditional mob film like Goodfellas, but then it moves into this really somber tone. Like there's scenes that I think are like existentially like scary, and I'll get into it more later. But yeah, there's some stuff in the back half of this movie that like terrifies me thinking about getting old, and clearly terrified Scorsese. I think that's what kind of makes this film special and stand out compared to the other mob films that he's made. I don't know if that you guys concur with that or not. But that's how it comes off to me.
Yeah, definitely looks, because it's so comprehensive. But the way I think my favorite part of this film is the last 40 minutes, where it handles the fallout from his life, and the fact that his kids don't really fuck with him, and he's alone, and how most people's lives end, and because usually the wife dies first, or the husband dies first, and then you're alone. And you end up in a home and stuff. And so and then you sit there and you have to reflect about what you've done. And it's interesting that he doesn't really connect with remorse, and he just might be a sociopath, right? He might just not have that part of his brain connect. And Scorsese's films are always great because they make you like these horrible criminals. They have a way of humanizing people who murder people, right? And people who steal from working people, right?
It's happening again.
I'll piggyback off his point a little bit.
See if it clears. Go ahead, JC. I think that's my point. He humanizes. He does a good job of that. And
yeah, I think though, like watching this movie, I don't like Frank Sheeran. I think he's like a total cowardly character. Like I think he doesn't stand up for anything he feels or believes or anything the whole time. Like clearly he found a like I feel like he kind of, I mean, he put himself forward for the mob. He said he could deliver steaks for them, and then the ball just started rolling. And then he got to a point where he met Jimmy Hoffa, and he became a leader of a union. And I feel like he found his meaning in his life through that, like through Jimmy Hoffa and through, but he couldn't hold it. He couldn't stand up for it. He couldn't stand up for what actually gave him meaning. He kind of had to
these guys are stooges, man. These guys are stooges. They're followers. They're taking the easy way out. They don't want to work, and so they want to take things and hurt people.
While I hated him, it was good. Like whenever he did like his kind of, he was trying to explain something to someone, and he kind of did that mumbling, like, I don't know, you know what? He does that like De Niro thing, that
this regular guy stuff.
He does it all the time. Like I felt like this is the first. Yeah, I feel like this is the first time where they've turned the De Niro-isms into something that like is kind of reprehensible. Like I found it reprehensible whenever he did that. I was like, I hate that he's doing that, because he doesn't stand for anything. He's just a stooge. And then you have all of these people that clearly have convictions. Like I think
Peggy,
like Peggy. I love Peggy. She's one of my favorite characters. She doesn't say a lot in this movie, but she's fantastic. Both of the actresses, the daughter and Anna Paquin, like they do a fantastic job of
the eyes, the looks give all, because they can't say anything because they'll get smacked probably, right? And so they have to just use their eyes and their pauses to like stand, like he's watching the TV coverage of the Jimmy Hoffa killing, and she's just like in the room. She's not staring at him, but she's like, she's just got a vibe that's undeniable. And it's and then like the bank was a heartbreaking scene when he goes to talk to her, and she won't chooses to speak to him.
As well as the phone call scene.
Yeah, there's a scene in The Sopranos where Tony says something along the lines of, you either end up dead or in the can. But in this case, neither happens, but it's kind of worse because he's growing older and older and older, and no one wants to talk to him anymore. His family hates him. It's just a prison of his own. Of his own making.
And
he did all this shit for these people. He went to prison. He did his duty every day. He didn't talk. He didn't rat on anyone. And what was his reward? You die alone, just like if you did the right thing.
Yeah,
and or you probably would have died alone if you did the right thing.
And it kind of speaks to the pointlessness of everything he did. Like I feel like there's a lot of regret in him. Like
I feel like he never left the military because
No.
like there's the scenes when they talk about how he's, committing war crimes in Italy, right?
Mm,
And he's detached from that, right? And I feel like as soon as he got home, it was an easy lift because like this is the thing, they don't get you to start killing people until they have leverage on you.
mm,
Because remember, they didn't get him to start killing people immediately, but he made the mistake of taking the wrong job and he burned down his own boss's laundry service that he didn't know
mm.
about because he wasn't minding his own business. And then they got you. Now you have to go do murders for them.
Yeah.
And then it was boom, 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 one after another, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of this movie is about Frank's like fear of death. I mean, because he's a survivor, right? Like that's kind of what his character is. Like everything he does is out of survival. I feel like, or
Soldier. Yeah.
it's like getting through it, like setting up the longevity, because that Italy backstory that you were just mentioning, like he talks about how do these like he always found it fascinating how these soldiers would keep digging and they'd hope that they did a good job,
Dig their own graves. Yeah.
yeah, they dig their own graves, like clear, and there's all the little title cards that come up like showing how each person dies. Like this movie is just all about death, and I think it does a really good job of kind of covering all the facets of death and like all the ways that people can die. Like every single way is mentioned: getting shot, dying of old age, being disappeared, being assassinated. Like it even covers like the Kennedy assassination. Like there's just all of these different ways of dying in this movie that I think Scorsese is afraid of. Like I think this movie is a little paranoid, and I think that's fascinating.
It's also an adaptation of a book. So like those scenes are in the book.
Yeah,
and so
I
he's
know.
also doing that. But yes, you can't, because the actors that he is using, like all of these, even Harvey Keitel is older now. Like he's spending his whole time making this film with his friends, right? Because
Yes.
he's older, and of course you're going to be thinking about how life has changed and how things are now and how it's harder to move. And I love the road trip aspect of it too. That's an interesting way to tell the story.
The framing device, yeah.
To have that strange, very slow road trip where they're constantly stopping. And I thought that was
so
smart.
Meditative. It's so meditative. I
like
hate
a
that
zen,
word.
because most road trips are like exciting and we're going here and there's big action, and this is just like a ship sailing, like a giant Cadillac sailing on these highways that are like, now there's 5 lanes, but back then it was all 2 lanes. Everyone's going 45. It's I love how they did the historical backdrops in the cars and stuff. I thought was great.
Time. You look like you got a frog in your mouth. You look like you got a little like tiny man that's waiting
Oh my God.
waiting to speak out. I want to hear
I was
what's
thinking
going.
it's interesting if you take his 3 mob movies, which would be The Departed, this one, and Goodfellas, and you look at the outcomes.
Casino.
I guess.
What do you mean? I guess
Casino sucks.
What do you think that was about?
I've never seen Casino, so these three, these three,
Byron Lansky.
the ones that I know, these three.
I'm sorry.
You look at the outcomes, and they're all the outcomes like what Andrew said earlier. You die or you end up in the can. In Goodfellas, Henry ends up turning on everybody and going to witness protection to avoid jail time, and then you have The Departed where the main character dies, so that's it. And this one, it's like you don't have the option of either one. He's forgotten, he's irrelevant, and that's like a fate worse than death, because you're not remembered, you're not, you don't live on as this mythical being, or like people talk about you. He served his purpose, and I thought JC brought up something earlier that was interesting, because he's like this in those movies. Those characters stood for something, whether they were doing bad things for the right reasons or just bad things for just for what they perceived would be the right reasons, even though it was just morally bad in general, like Henry's character in Goodfellas. This Frank, he was the essential, like the definition of like a yes man. He just did whatever it could to get him by to the next, surviving to the next thing. But he didn't have his foot like planted in any one camp. It was just whatever he could do. And he did have a respect for Russell, and he was like, that's my friend. But then even towards the end, when he has the whole thing with Jimmy Hoffa, he respects Jimmy Hoffa a lot, but you can just see he doesn't want to do it. And then at the end, he just fucking turns on him, and it's like he just does it. And then the way these people talk about the events playing out, like especially Russell at the end when he's in jail, and he's like, I never wanted it to get this way. And then just, no, you did. And then like in the next vein, he's like, fuck that guy. And it's like, well, you guys like, talk a certain way, but you just go overboard
Mm-hmm.
And it's like no one has a sense of like just I don't want to say allegiance, but like it's just like they just do everything out of just emotions.
There's no loyalty.
And there's no the loyalty in this movie is just not there.
Yeah, because the bosses preach loyalty, but who are the first people to flip? Always the bosses. There's so many. The part it is about the head boss ratting on the whole time. He was right. He's playing a guy who's
Spoilers.
they do this as a control mechanism. Right, because they're doing it to control the soldiers because they're doing the murder and the crimes, and so the bosses wash their hands of it because they don't direct any of it, and so that's the whole point of it, Soldiers, it's just war.
Up Jimmy Hoffa after the movie and looking at him, and Al Pacino was a terrible casting for him, like look wise, because I looked at pictures of him and he looked just like Harvey Keitel, which is in the movie. But it's like he should have been Jimmy
Hoffa. I thought the Jack Nicholson Jimmy Hoffa was the best one.
Yeah, but Harvey Keitel was like the pictures I saw were like a splitting image of him, which I liked Harvey Keitel in this movie.
I thought, I wanted to mention.
Was great.
I wanted to mention Harvey Keitel's scene. I thought he was fantastic in that one scene.
Yeah,
I
he
love
wasn't in that much, but he kills it.
He kills it.
That's the Harvey Keitel story, I think.
He just has like a lot of gravitas in whatever scene he's in.
He's one of the best.
I love when he's like I do, and he's like you who is it then? And he's like no I have an interest in this laundromat. Not I know someone who has an interest in this laundromat. And those so good.
Break it down for him.
Yeah, it's so good.
And that scene with the fish, that's another funny scene where they're talking about the fish that he brought. That was all improv.
Is it?
Was that right?
It seemed like it was, yeah.
That's what the notes are saying. And it's just like they just do banter. And because like the best thing about a Scorsese mafia movie is that they capture the good banter, like the funny part of the craziness, right? There's a lot of mafia movies where it's just about guys in bad suits killing people. But you have to have these are working class guys who have a great sense of humor, and the way they bust each other's balls and everything is one of the things that makes them so interesting and compelling. Is they have a real wit to them, and Scorsese always captures that.
Yeah. My favorite performance in the movie, like I don't know what Jimmy Hoffa was like in real life, so I'm kind of just basing it on the character in the movie. But I love Al Pacino in this movie. I think he's so good. Yeah,
he was really good.
It's so funny because he's doing his usual thing, but over time he just disappears into the role, even though it's just
got that good Detroit accent. He had that Michigander accent. That Midwest accent that I thought was really good.
I do love the scene where he's like yelling at all of his people, like his Teamster people, because they fucked up. But you could tell he forgot a line, and he has to like, and then he goes to it again, and they keep.
And then they have that weird scene together where De Niro runs out of the office and Pacino chases him.
No. Interesting. It didn't apply to you.
And then the other thing was like they're always sleeping in the same suite, ostensibly is so that they don't know he's in town.
Yeah,
but I think these two might have had an affair. Okay? They might have been lovers.
Okay,
yeah, bro. Like, there's no reason. Like, if you're Jimmy Hoffa, you can have somebody come to a hotel and put him in another room and not have him sign the fucking sign a fake name, bro.
Because that's the thing. It's like
when do you have to sleep in the same suite? Come on.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is I feel like with Frank Sheeran, he has his internal feelings, and then he has what he has to do and what he does, what he feels like he has to do, right? Like, I genuinely think he was really good friends with Jimmy Hoffa. Like, I think in this movie he develops like an actual relationship with Jimmy Hoffa, and so that's kind of the tragedy, right? For him, at least, is like he feels like he has to do what he has to do.
Well, he does it because they're going to kill him instead, right? Yeah, you have to understand, like, all these decisions are based on your money or your life.
But the thing is,
and then he would have died anyway, and Jimmy would have died anyway. At least if he did it, he could have done it more ethically than if some crazy person did it and tortured him and some other crazy shit. So, I can understand.
But I feel like if he was such good friends with Jimmy Hoffa, respected Jimmy Hoffa so much, like, I feel like he should have died for him. I'm sorry, like, he should have stood up for him.
What?
I think Frank Sheeran should have died for him. He should have stood up for him. Like, I mean, like, clearly. Because clearly he's like his best friend, right? Like, I just find it so.
Well, yes, but it's just that
they're best friends with everybody they spend time with. Yeah, they both die, and it would have been horrible and then something could happen, and one of their kids could get shot. Like, look at the kills that he would do in a restaurant. He would just walk in the restaurant and start firing at your family. And like, what if a bullet hits your kid? Like, so he didn't want that to happen. So he was trying to do the most ethical thing, and he's thinking like a soldier too. And his whole life is death. And so there's a death a week in his life. So it's not a big deal. It's like taking up the fucking. It's like being a farmer when you have to kill a sheep or something. It's something he's doing to maintain the holistic nature of the farm. He's trying to maintain the food for the other people who eat from the farm, the workers. Like, he believes that this system, if he doesn't play his part as the wolf in the system, that the whole thing, the bios will break down.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying, like, it's an interesting character study. Like, it's a good, like, it doesn't make the movie worse. I'm just saying it's like, you know, from a moral standpoint, like, he's held back from doing the right thing because of all of these things that you were just mentioning. And I think the movie does a good job of illustrating that. But I think Robert De Niro.
I mean, he could have killed Pesci instead. That was the option. He could have killed Pesci instead.
Yeah.
Right. But then at that point, it's like, then you're not loyal to either one, because both of them are essentially his master. Like, think of them as like samurai, and those are the shogun, and he's serving them. Right. Sorry, Tom. Go.
No, when you guys are ready, I'd like to pose a question to you about performances.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so
I'm ready.
This in 2020, this was nominated for 10 Oscar nominations. So I'd like to go over one of the ones, because you guys were saying, you know, you loved Al Pacino's performance. So he was nominated for Best Supporting Role, and he was up against Joe Pesci. The winner of that year was Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Do you think that Brad Pitt was the correct choice over like an Al Pacino or a Joe Pesci?
He was good, but
any one of
them. I don't know. I don't think so.
They cancel each other out. This is why they put both of them on the ballot, because they know they're going to cancel, and Brad's going to win, because it's all a fucking like how they set it up is all done via studio system.
What was kind of fantastic about Joe Pesci's performance, though, and I think this has been mentioned a million times, but before this, like, Joe Pesci was known as the hothead, like that's his that was always his character. Is he, you know, in either in Goodfellas or in Home Alone or everything he's done, he was always the hothead. And in this one, he is so meticulous and calculated, and like just like that conversation he has with Al Pacino at Sheeran's award ceremony, where he's saying, like, it's not me, but like, you know, other people are saying, you kind of got to lay out, you got to, you know, they're saying you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, like. He's just so I don't know. He's so soft,
reserved,
and
measured.
Reserved. Like, even
because he doesn't want to say too much and get himself killed. It's diplomacy, right?
You're waiting for him the entire time to pull like a Goodfellas where he goes crazy. Like, you know, what makes me fucking, you know, why am I so funny? I'm gonna clown you, like all that stuff. And then the moments you think he's just standing there or sitting there, and he's just like,
yeah. And it's so much like he says so much by implication. Like, it's like the phrase, it's what it is. Like, after this movie came out, that like line was like all over the internet. Memes about it when it came out. It's what it is. It's so telling of like the mentality and like the meaning behind it is, you know, it's like, that's the bottom line. That's the red line. It's what it is. You're gonna die if you keep doing this.
It is what it is, bro.
Jimmy. Yeah, it's and it's horrifying when he says it. Like, I go.
Well, I mean, when they signed up to do this shit, when you sign up to do stuff like this, you know you're going to go to prison or you're going to die. That's how they all go. And they all are used. They know they're going to do a couple of years of prison. So, like, you have to think about it. And, like, are they much more wealthier than a lot of people? Because a lot of it is just, like, shit they rent and lease. And, like, they don't own fucking shit. I'm talking about the middle guys, not the big shots, right? It's just like any. And now the mafia essentially been privatized, because, like, now a corporation can hire some private detectives to follow you around or whatever, harass you. So, like, that whole world is almost kind of, like, gone away now, because, like, essentially, like, it's been sanitized.
Yeah, big time. How do we feel about the pace of this movie? Because obviously this movie is 3.5 hours long. I think when it is the kind of Goodfellas phase of this story, it's really like it picks up and you're into it. But for me, the kind of slow meandering like third act, I find it very intentional. Like I think it's meant to be. It's meant to be meditative. It's meant to be like you're meant to just like sit there in the kind of quiet and the. Because everything's fallen now, like the empire's fallen, and it's just like this quiet. It's
quiet after the storm.
Yeah, it
Epilogue.
feels it's an
Sunset.
epilogue, but it's like Scorsese's
Well, I mean,
epilogue. It feels
we're
like
talking about
Scorsese's
pace.
epilogue.
See, this is the thing, man. How do you pace an epic? Like, and like, I love that if you're making an epic movie, a bioepic, which is essentially what this is, but it's really a Jimmy Hoffa movie because that had a lot of interest. People aren't really interested in that story anymore, but they were hugely interested. You have to make it long. And the only way you could do this otherwise is in like a series, but I don't think it would have been as cohesive as a series or something. So I think the runtime was fine because maybe I like the third act the most.
Yeah, I like the third act the most as well. It's the part that like really hits me the most. Like whenever he's dealing with like one of the most and one of the most like terrifying scenes to me is like the simple scene of him going to the morgue, not the morgue, but going to the
with Action Bronson and the caskets.
Yeah, and he has to pick a casket for himself. Just like horrifying. There's that wide shot of all of these caskets and he's in the middle and he has to pick one. It's I find that so terrifying. You can tell that came like
it's gotta suck.
You haven't picked your casket yet, JC? I already picked my casket when I'm young, so I don't worry about it anymore. Of course.
That's good.
No.
That's good.
I'm going to be burned up and ashed because I'm terrified they'll be accidentally alive still. They'll bury me alive and I'm going to wake up.
Will it burn you
so
alive?
You're going to burn me.
Better?
No. That's better. At least it's done.
What if you wake up while you're burning?
I feel like the guy will be there and he'll see that I'm twitching or something once my feet start cooking. He's going to admire my 5-star feet, probably taking photos and uploading them.
It's so final, though, Prag. It's so
I like
final.
ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I think ashes are the way. I think that's the best way to return to the earth and just
from whence you came. Yeah,
put it. Yeah, it's part of the whole again, which is beautiful. And like being buried is weird to me. And like a sign is there, and you expect people to come visit you, and there's the whole thing is not for me.
I'm a donate my body to science guy. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
That's a good one. That's a great one too. That's a good one.
I think that's the way I'm gonna go.
Okay, I can understand. That's a fire decision. It really
what
is
if they bring
because
me
you
back?
can save.
What if they bring me back?
And you could be an organ donor. Like I recommend people be an organ donor on their license. If you're not an organ donor, if you're dead, somebody could use your liver. Somebody could use your lung. You could save somebody's life. So please be an organ donor.
Anders, how are you gonna go?
Anders, are you organ?
I don't know, man.
Too real.
Tonight you have to decide because we called the guy. We got a group deal, and I can get you a discount on a coffin and a plot. But you have to decide tonight, and you're really going to lock this price in because it's a beautiful
I thought you were
cemetery.
Say you were going to kill me. I thought that's where it was going.
I mean, no, just to get the good price.
No.
You got to offer it.
You can get an accent.
I got to get whacked.
Like I don't know if I could reach to Australia, but it'd be interesting if I could, wouldn't it?
No, I'm too much of a liability for the podcast.
I think the other great thing about this movie is like while it is there's this huge epic, but then there's also just like singular scenes that are so just fun to watch. Like the scene where Al Pacino has to meet up with Tony Pro and ask for his endorsement.
Yeah.
And
he can't do it.
Like,
that little guy.
Yeah, he's late. He just can't bring himself to do it.
And he's late. He runs and he's like, "Hey, can you believe this weather?
Where do we this weather?
That's
People are freezing in New York.
That's a classic scene.
I don't know why everyone doesn't. Yeah,
and I love
so
Pacino actually dives at him. Do you think he did his own stunt on that one?
I hope so.
I doubt it.
Stephen Graham's
think so. I think it would break
your
fucking bones when you can't throw people around like that.
Speaking of which, Stephen Graham has a great role in this. He's British and he does a really good job.
Great job
in this movie.
Yeah, it's so good because he played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire. He was great in that show too, and I think that's where Scorsese would have got him.
And then the other actor from Boardwalk Empire plays the guy in the last season who's in Bobby. Yeah, he's pretty good, but Bobby Cannavaro.
Forehead.
Dude, even he has great scenes. Like when he's eating that steak, he's devouring that steak.
It's
so good.
Cut. Yeah, can we do this again? Just can bring another one. Just do it again.
I even like the guy with the glasses. The guy who performs. Sally, right? I think he
Oh
does
my
a
God.
wonderful
He
job
reminded me of Jason
with the
Schwartzman.
fish interrogation.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like they wanted to get Jason Schwartzman.
I know,
He
I
was
was
busy
like,
doing a
Is that
He's
Jason
like,
Wes
what do you
Anderson
mean?
movie.
You went to a place and you got a fish, but what kind of fish? He's like, I don't know. It's just a
That
fish
was such a
fish.
good
He's
scene.
like, what do you mean? Well, it's a fish?
Just,
And then
it's
De
just
Niro's
a
like,
fish. I don't know
listen,
what do you want from me.
Just give me
Like
one
he
fish,
does
please.
that scene. I was like, "Who's this guy? Where's he come? Why wasn't he in the rest of the movie?"
and then he
He's
doesn't want to sit
great.
in the back seat. He wants to sit in the front. He doesn't want to sit in the front seat because that's how
Yeah.
he chokes people out. And he's like, no, I'm sitting in the front and you're sitting in the back.
Yeah, but he also
It's
wants to
funny.
be there when Al Pacino shows up, and but no, and
Yeah,
then
he's got to do the job, but he doesn't want to get killed. He's always going into houses and looking around because he doesn't know when he's going to get whacked. Like he's always like looking around.
But no, Hoffa gets in the car, and he's like, You never bring a fish into the car, and then Sal does that look. He's like,
What about the scene in the courtroom when the assassin comes in with the pellet gun?
fantastic.
And then they have the thing, and then he makes a speech. Do you think that was in IRL? That was a setup. That was a fake assassination to try to engender, from the jury.
Probably,
some
yeah.
love for him. I think so, right? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
that was a set piece.
Like Frank De Niro, he read the book first, and he was like, he brought
Robert
it to Robert De Niro. He read the book first, and he brought it to Scorsese, and he was like,
yes,
you have to read this. Like this is,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like clearly they saw like a lot of themes that they were dealing with at the time, but it took forever to make this movie. It took forever
because Scorsese and the other one, fucking Pesci, didn't want to do it. Because I probably didn't think they could because they're older now, and they didn't want to fucking go through it.
Yeah,
but I'm glad they did.
Yeah, and Ray Romano, I don't.
Romano's amazing.
Ray Romano,
yes,
he's great in that one scene as well. Because
I'll just say one thing real quick. Scorsese's great at making big characters. He's got great personalities and great roles for everyone. And like even the most minor characters have wonderful roles. They have great characters.
Mm-hmm. But like he's one of those. It's one of those scenes where it says a lot by implication. Like how he asks him like all you'd have to he like casually said all you'd have to do is just like ask people like they just ask you to give you names. Would you be willing to do that? Like he just says that casually.
Oh yeah, to test him to see if he's going to rat.
Him. Yeah, and then when they say no, he's like, "You're in." Good. You know what I mean? Like you're in. And then De Niro does the same thing later when he's the leader of the Teamsters. He's like, "Are you gonna?" Like he talks to one of the employees. Like
he's the business manager of a local. That's not a leader. That's just like the guy who solves your local's problems.
Yeah,
so, like,
he's the local delegate.
There's thousands of guys like that, but he's the guy that you go to if you have a problem. Right? He's the business manager.
I do wish though, because like later on in the film, when he's receiving his award, that like they say that he was arrested 26 times on the picket line. Yeah. I wish we saw more scenes of him being a Teamster or being on the picket line, but I guess it's a 3.5-hour movie.
This is the problem with the Teamsters, JC. It's the one fucking union that makes all the other unions look like shit, and most of the other unions hate those fucking guys because they're not corrupt. Right. They do great things for trucking and that industry, but nobody wanted the mafia. And this is a union that was giving money to Nixon.
I kind of got the impression. I feel like obviously Jimmy Hoffa, it feels like in this movie at least, it feels like he respects Russell, but he doesn't respect the mob. He doesn't respect that whole aspect of it. It kind of feels like he was pushed into it a bit. Like it feels like because like other avenues of funding were kind of cut off from the mob. Like
that's the only allies they could find.
Yeah, the Teamsters, like that's the only place the mob could go to was the Teamsters, and so Jimmy Hoffa kind of had to pay his sacrifice to keep.
Because like when you organize the trucking industry, it was already infected with the mafia. It's not like it was organized and then it was infected. So in order to organize, you had to deal with that shit.
But I guess what I'm saying is like while Jimmy Hoffa was corrupt, it was like necessary to keep his union, to keep it running.
Of course, it's not necessary.
Well,
the most powerful union in the country is the electrical union, and they're not corrupt at all. They're smart and they do good work and they're necessary. That's what you should do.
So
right? Because
like
that
what?
shit was never necessary.
So
It
you don't
only hurt
think?
them in the long term.
But you don't think so? You don't think Jimmy Hoffa like believed in what he was saying when he was like delivering those big speeches
No,
and
I think
stuff?
he did. No, I
Yeah,
believe. No, he
I think he
definitely was a
wanted to
true
change
believer
them.
in. No, he thought that was the only way to do it, and they came up in a different time, the Prohibition
Yeah.
era in the 20s and the 30s, and like
That's what I mean.
the Jack Nicholson Hoffa movie is a good movie if you want to learn more about like his history, right, and the good and the bad, right. So
Yeah.
like check that out.
Because like the movie, it feels like obviously Frank Sheeran, he has two, like he has an angel and a devil on his shoulder, right? You know, he has Russell and Jimmy Hoffa. Like I think Jimmy Hoffa he sees as someone like that he wishes he could be, but he's kind of locked into the other life with Russell. But he
They're all
can't pick
crooks,
between
bro.
them.
No,
I
JC, none of
know,
these guys are good. They're all fucking
but
crooks,
I'm more
and they're
meaning,
still. You have to understand every time one of these heroes is doing something.
yeah.
There's a scene where they talk about how he got the Lincoln that he loved, and there's the car wash. And he made a deal with a owner of a trucking company that was underpaying his truckers.
Mhm.
Now, as a member of a
That's how he
business,
got, right?
how he got a fucking Lincoln. Okay, so like you're the business manager of a union, you're secretly undermining the whole thing for a fucking car. These guys were just trash, and like
Yeah.
I hate the part when people think these guys are heroes, and none of these
No,
guys
no.
are good.
I mean,
They're
I
just
agree
fucking
with you. I agree
stealing
with
from
you.
people, real people who
Yeah,
don't.
I
do this
agree with you.
stuff.
But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
from from a narrative standpoint, from a character
Mhm.
standpoint, like to Frank Sheeran, I think he sees Jimmy Hoffa as someone like with integrity. But like he sees like from his
He
perspective,
likes him.
yeah, he
I don't
likes
know why
him. He
Peggy
sees
likes him. Peggy
well,
likes him. There's
like
those
Peggy
scenes.
doesn't see the behind the scenes of Jimmy Hoffa. I think she
Of course
sees him
not,
as
but
the
like,
hero that he's presented as.
but is there an undercurrent there too, JC? Like, is Jimmy Hoffa having an inappropriate relationship with
No, I don't
Peggy?
think so.
No.
And like, it's not showing up in the book, but like,
I
there's
didn't get
always
that
this like,
implication
why
at
does
all.
why does an adult man have to talk to a child? Like, why do they have to like know that she likes them? There's that scene with Pesci in the bowling alley. She's like, I don't know if Peggy likes me. Like,
Well,
I don't even,
well,
you know what I'm saying? It's
here's
like,
the thing: is like
what is that about?
well, I feel like Joe Pesci's character, like he, you know, he's so like he wants to be loved, right? And you know, and he uses control as kind of a substitute. Like he has his control over everyone. He wants to be respected, but he has no control over kids. Like kids are just the kids. They, you know, they don't have any like what's it called, skin in the game. So he has no control over her at all. Like he doesn't. Like that's how I see it. But then, like Al Pacino's character, he shows up, and she has no respect for him because she sees him the same way she sees her father. Like she has no respect for her father, for everything he does. But she doesn't know.
Loves Hoffa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like Hoffa shows up, and he's just so naturally charismatic, and like
He's
just
a better
himself.
liar. That's all.
He's just himself, and you know he has that image, and she gravitates to that. But no. Like I think like the way that they present Jimmy Hoffa in this movie, I think he does have integrity. Like I don't know how Jimmy Hoffa was in real life, but in this movie, I think he has a lot of integrity. I don't agree. It's his union, and I think
stealing
he
from his union,
JC.
Says. He's stealing from his union.
It felt like a necessary evil. It felt like
There's
a
no
necessity
to take a pension like that your members are putting their life's work into. It's deferred payment. It's deferred wages. It's not
the mob are going to
like
kill
a gift.
them. That's
and then
like,
he's
that's
taking
the
that
way
money
I
and
see
having no, but he's abusing the pension fund, JC. He's taking the money that's reserved for people's retirements and he's using it as a fucking.
But there's clearly there's a disrespect.
Fund.
But there's clearly a disrespect from him because there's a difference between him and Fitzsimmons, who just gives loans out like it's candy.
He's just a piece of shit. Well, he's just sloppy.
Like,
but they're both basically
candy,
the same guys.
But Hoffa, I feel like in this movie, I'm not talking about the real Jimmy Hoffa.
Fitzsimmons is willing to give up more control because he does. But Hoffa keeps saying, "It's my union. It's my union. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine."
I
it's
feel
mine,
like there's a line. Like
it's not his.
Like I feel like there's a line, and he kind of like he plays the thing to keep the union alive. Like that's the way I see it in this movie. At least the way they present him.
Well, by the point this movie starts and he's in it, the union is flourishing. It's got $1.5 billion under reserve, which is like would be close to like $500 million today or $1 trillion today, right? So like it's doing fine. And what he needed to do at that point is actually reform and do ethical things to sustain the pension and make sure that people when they retire who defer their wages actually have that money waiting for them, not steal it. not
I agree.
steal it
I
from
agree.
them.
Yeah.
That's just one thing. Like that's why he's a great politician, Jimmy Hoffa. He's a great speaker. He's a great bullshitter. He may, in some part of his heart, believe he's doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, you're taking money out of a safe that belongs to people who worked and drove a truck, and you're giving it to the Sands to build a casino without the permission of the members, and that's just the worst thing you could do.
I do have a question for you guys, because this movie kind of does the Zodiac thing, and it provides explanations to things that are unexplained in real life, like Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. They imply that Russell Buffalino had to do with the murder of John F. Kennedy. They imply that imply that Kennedy's election was rigged as well by the mob, and then Kennedy kind of like went back on his kind of like promise after he was elected. I want to know how you feel.
The most untrue things in history is this belief that the mob fixed the Illinois state election for Kennedy.
I want to know how you feel about that.
Why would they do that? I'll tell you, because it's not true. Because Bobby Kennedy hated the fucking mafia, and as soon as he got elected, and you saw that in the movie too, they went straight for them. So why the fuck would they help him? It's totally made up by the Nixon campaign and people like Roger Stone. And they just made it up. Okay. Kennedy was just slightly more popular than Nixon. He barely won the election, right? It was very close. People who heard the debate on the radio thought Nixon won. People who saw it on TV thought Kennedy won. But it was just like not what they're claiming, you know. That's not how you fix elections too, by double. Like they have a scene where the guy goes in and he votes and then he comes back around and he votes again.
It's very conspiratorial, isn't it?
That's inefficient way. You would never steal an election that way, JC, because it would take too many fucking rounds. And every time you vote, you're signing something, right?
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know how you feel about that. Do you feel like that's Scorsese being a little more conspiratorial? Because
I think that's just like a famous conspiracy that people loved, and they just reiterate it without knowing.
I'm pretty sure it's in the book as well. Like that's what Frank Sheeran like. That's what he. What's the word? That's what he not accused. What's the word? That's what he alleges happened when he was interviewed by the guy that wrote the book.
Of course, I'm sure he does.
Like there's other stuff like the fact that Frank Sheeran delivered the weapons for the Bay of Pigs invasion, which is crazy as well. It was completely failure.
That's that could be a totally fabricated story.
Dunno.
Because there's so many ways for the U.S. government to get weapons. They don't need a guy to drive a fucking truck to Miami. They can just roll up from the armory and have a fucking army truck go to a Air Force base or they have so much private property they don't have to do that. So there's some things like this guy's trying to sell a book too, and he's probably trying to give his money to his family after what happened, and so he's gonna say things people want to hear too, oh, I know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa, I know about the Bay, everything that happened. He's like Forrest fucking Gump. He's everywhere that something happens, right?
My question is, does that make the movie worse? Worse? No,
it makes it more fun. It makes it a good historical
piece of drama as well. Yeah,
I think
it's good storytelling.
I think the mob 100% tipped the election for Kennedy, and it's true 100%. I'll tell you why. Because the mob has their own technology, just like in Interstellar. They use quantum teleportation, time dilation. They entered a black hole and they went back in time and they switched placards at the voting booths where it said Kennedy, and then whoever else was going up against them, and they swapped them. And that's how they did it. And then he
that
was
would be a more
and
compelling story. That would actually be a viable.
And then JFK was like, "Wait, the mob has that type of technology. I need it. I need it. The Kennedys need it." So we actually go to the Kennedy Center in Wyoming, where it's actually in Wyoming. I don't know if you guys knew that. Underneath the bunker is actually a quantum teleporter.
True story.
Yeah, true story.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you another. There's another thing that you have to understand about voting in 1964. They had in most states a handle that you could just go up to if you wanted to vote one party,
like a casino.
Crank that bitch, and most people did that because they were very strong. The parties, okay, especially for working class.
How did that
people.
work? Was
and
it
so they didn't have to be told.
That just went down one?
It was a handle. Yeah, it was just it would just be party line vote, and
party line vote. Okay,
select you want to vote all Republican or all Democrat, and then it just does all of the endorsements.
Because in my head, it's like a big old giant hole puncher, and you have to go and line it up and go bam. Okay, and then go to the next one.
It's a big machine. I mean, there's videos of them. But like, this is the thing, like, people didn't like switch parties. People didn't split their votes. People didn't say, I'm going to vote for the Republican for the House and the president this way. They just didn't do that. They just like knew what their interests were and pursued them relentlessly. So like, if you were in the organized labor in Chicago, there would be no interest for you to vote for Nixon because he doesn't like labor. He doesn't like unions. He wants to disorganize it. And the only reason your family isn't living in a tenement anymore, probably how you grew up, is because of organized labor that was allowing you to lift yourself from poverty by doing the same jobs that you were doing before. So like, nobody had to be persuaded. You know, it wasn't like, oh my God, well, he's tough on the Soviet Union. They were like, I want to keep what's going right for me and my family.
Thank you, Lance, for the peer-reviewed statements. Thank you, Lance.
W. Lance.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
can't
he
see
was in
chat. I'm sorry, chat. I can't see chat because I don't have my phone.
I want to know because I feel like Anders is our guest, but we haven't given him much of a shot to actually speak. I want to hear what he thinks about this
movie. He's just been sitting there all stoic, just looking forward. You know,
he isn't even looking at us.
He's bored. He doesn't want to be
here. Let me give you 20 more minutes. Anders, please.
Can you not have that angle?
I don't know. My shit is falling. It's like, hold on.
Just looking
Is the floor all mine?
The floor is yours.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, so to your question earlier, yeah, I don't mind the conspiratorial aspects. All I'm really concerned about with a movie, whether it's true story or not, just if it works narratively. Yeah, and in this case, it works super well. Or I guess it doesn't really matter either way, like what the conspiracy is, but yeah, it works for me.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it works for me too.
I can't really say too much about whether I believe in those conspiracy theories because I just don't really know a whole lot about it in general.
I understand.
But yeah, I could take it.
But not just that, but I think it adds to like some of the scenes, like when Joe Pesci says like if they can kill a president, they can kill a president of a union. It's like it adds some gravity to that scene. Like it's like shit, they're gonna kill him. Like that's, you know what I mean? There's so many moments like that where it's like it adds to the kind of the world building of this.
Well, there's the scene after the assassination when Hoffa's coming out of the Teamsters building and he looks up and the flag is at half mast.
Yeah.
And he goes up and he raises it, right?
Because he has respect for the Kennedys, yeah.
Well, yeah, and he's just trying to like say, well, maybe Hoffa's the one who ordered it, but like, you know, I personally believe that he was a schizophrenic, Lee Harvey Oswald, and people always forget that he shot a cop leaving the depository. Right? There's an eyewitness who got shot, who lived.
Fair. That's fair. But
I've never seen any evidence to tie it to the Soviets, Cuba, the mafia. I've seen a lot of speculation and like inference, but I've never seen like something you could go to a trial and win on. So it's like, it's unknown, right?
Yeah.
It could have just been a deranged person. He could have made that shot. He could have fucking done that. He could have just been one crazy dude. It could have been. It's an option.
But I want to ask Anders, like, what stands out in this film for you? Like, what? Because you picked this film, like, what is it that really draws you to pick it? And, like, what do you like about this movie? Like, what's the... Like, what do you... Like, this is obviously... Is it an important movie for you? This is your first Scorsese, you said, right?
Not for Scorsese, necessarily. I watched a couple before, because when I was a kid, I watched Hugo. And I think in psychology class, I watched Shutter Island.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the first time I really cared about like a Scorsese film, and the first time I really got it, I would say. But yeah, this film, yeah.
Do you like it better than Casino and Goodfellas?
Casino, yes. Goodfellas is a bit tricky because I think Goodfellas is, I would say, I don't know, objectively better. But I think, because I think this one has its flaws, but it stuck with me more. I love that slow burn as he gets older and older and older until he can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like it's brutal to watch. But yeah, I love it.
I think it's beautifully shot as well. I think Scorsese...
I agree.
Like Scorsese's... Yeah. Yes. I think Scorsese's known as the guy that likes to do the kind of the tracking one-ers, like through, and he does a few of them in this. But I think the ones that are really impactful is when he does it in the hospital. Why
is it good? Because it puts you in the scene, right? It makes you a character.
Yeah, and you're following all the machinations.
You're looking
of
around,
everything.
and like he does it like you're looking. It does it in a very natural way, like somebody who's looking like a FPV, right?
Yeah, I think the opening is incredible to that point because that's a big oneer and it introduces us to
in the
Frank
nursing
Sheeran.
home, you mean?
Yeah, in the nursing home. Yeah, and it has that incredible needle drop. What was that song called? In the Still of the Night.
It's still the night, yeah.
Yeah,
But then they
absolutely love that song.
And then they bookend the movie as well because there's the scene where the nurse, she leaves his room and it follows her, and then it comes back around and it transitions to nighttime and comes back, and then he's in the room with the priest, and like it's a really good play on his style. Like he's obviously, I feel like he's innovating a little bit on it because usually he does it in the movie where it's in the mob sequences, but I love that he does it in the nursing and the kind of isolation that like it encapsulates the isolation that Frank Sheeran feels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think
even Joe Pesci has to die in prison. Like Joe Pesci is spending his, but he still has community, right? He still has somebody there. Like it's not good, of course, and it's horrible, but he's not alone.
Yeah.
I want to talk about I want to talk about the ending because one thing that I picked up on this watch. So you know how it ends with him asking the door to be left open slightly,
like this. This is exactly
like that. Yeah, that shot.
Final scene. Of the movie.
So what I picked up on is that Jimmy Hoffa kept his door open slightly.
Yes.
And it sort of it gives you an idea of what he's thinking visually.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jimmy Hoffa was probably the only kill that he felt bad for.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, yeah, he was his best friend.
Oh yeah, for sure. But listen to this thing: like if you know your best friend's going to die and somebody's going to kill him, is it more ethical to do it humanely yourself or to wait for some stranger to do it? And that's the thing, right? It's a paradox.
But it's the deception, though. It's the deception, though, because like
if you don't deceive him, then he's going to run, JC, and then that's a big mess.
But like that scene where when he gets into the car and he sees his friend Frank sitting on the other side, and he's like smiling, he's like, "Come on, Jimmy, it's me." It's like horrible.
It's business.
I feel so sad.
It's a very sad scene because even when he knows he's screwed, he's like, "All right, come on, Frank, let's get out of here." He has no idea that it's him to do it.
Frank,
that is so sad.
Yeah.
Well, then he doesn't have but why it's not sad is that he doesn't have the fear and suspense of waiting to die. He doesn't think he's going to die, and he only knows it in the very last second when the bullet goes in. So actually, that's the nicest fucking thing he probably could have done.
And it's also the kill is so unsensationalist. Like he just goes and then dies and then he leaves, and it's like
because he makes sure he doesn't injure him. Like he wants to hit him immediately and have an instant death, and like. You know, what else can you do?
He kind of just like squeals a little. He's like, "Oh," and then he leaves.
See, I'm going to do that for you. I promise you. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to do it for Time. I'm going to do it for Anders. I'm going to do it for all of you, one by one. Just relax. Don't have to worry, and you'll never see it coming. It's going to be such a great surprise. Leave the door half. Just leave the door open a crack.
Of mice and men.
Tell me about the farm.
Tell me about the lake.
Tell me about the rabbits.
Tell me about the rabbits.
Tell me about the rabbits, George. Tell me about the rabbits.
Yeah, it's sad.
I want to say one more thing about the audio. I love how Scorsese does audio editing. Like there's the scene, like anytime there's like a glove box or just like how he does the clicks and the movement of the money, and like he'll have a segue. He'll have like a compilation of just like movement and sound. It's just really like he gets that a place is more about just visuals. It's about the soundtrack of just the noises and the cash registers, and the drinks tinkling, and like he has a great job of picking all that up.
Not to mention the soundtrack, which like it starts out, not soundtrack, but the score, which sounds like a western almost. But then like as the film goes on, it gets deeper and more distorted and deeper and more distorted.
Do we know who do that?
I need to look it up.
It's okay.
I think it was like Robbie Robertson, I think.
Robbie Robertson from the band. Robbie Robertson is from the band, which is one of the one of the great bands of all time is called The Band, and Robbie Robertson is an amazing guitar player that most people don't really know about, but he does sensational fucking soundtracks.
It was Robbie Robertson, and also
He's done a documentary about the band that you guys should see. Scorsese has. It's really good.
It was also the cinematography as well, like all of those like slow motion sequences, like with the car and the car wash and the assassination at a Teamsters meeting, and it's so good. So good. Yeah, this movie is beautiful.
Yeah.
Time, I want to know, like you were about to say there's two something. I want to know what that was.
Oh, there's just some comments in chat that were just their chat's getting lit up, and I feel bad. We're just ignoring them.
Yeah, go. I want to know.
Is it Obaby? Obi?
Abobi.
How do you say it? Abobi?
Abobi.
I read it and I can't say it.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. She's been in chat. She's been doing great. She says, don't forget that Pitbull did a song for the Scorsese Gotti movie, which I didn't know Scorsese directed a Gotti movie.
Scorsese did that movie?
No, he
didn't. That's John Travolta. Are you talking about the John Travolta one? The John Travolta movie?
Critics put up the hit.
That's what you're talking about. Bagger's in here. Bagger's, he says, sup movie nerds. Lance is obviously in here. Lance is saying a bunch of bullshit that doesn't matter. But Lance did say, please get everyone's opinion on Joe Pesci's rap song, which I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Did you do a rap song?
I have to do some research on that.
And then Lance is also commenting on someone's hairline, which I think is just preposterous.
Whose hairline?
John Malkovich. No, John Malkovich.
He's not in this movie.
I know, but I just think it's crazy that he would mention someone else's hairline.
Absolutely irrelevant.
My hair when he looks like that, it's crazy, but whatever.
Al Pacino has a perfect hairline in this movie.
He's got a lot of gray hair.
He's mad because he has to shoot from a fucking boxcar apartment, and I have a beautiful backyard because I'm living La Dolce Vita, and I have all my natural hair, and I'm naturally handsome, and that's why he's mad, and he's gonna be mad for the rest of his days. Let him be mad. I'm glad he's mad.
You got a pump.
I was gonna show off my hairline, but as you can see, the video is all.
We can see it. It's been right there the entire time.
Yeah.
Anders, I just assume you're a Nordic vampire, and you're gonna like steal my soul, and you're gonna crawl in my window, and
it's crazy.
Like a cat, you're gonna like stand on my chest, and you're gonna like suck my soul out through my breath.
Yeah,
cool.
Bounce on it. Do we want to get to final thoughts, guys? Final thoughts.
Yeah, before I do, I wanted to bring up the open door again. I was wondering what you thought the significance of that was, because to me, I think the open door means there's a lot of talk about finality in this film, like like cremation. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's too final. And I think that applies to the door as well, because I think if it's closed, then there's just, I don't know, there's nothing on the other side, pretty much.
It leaves the opening to opportunity for change. It's just it's not totally complete. It's not shut.
I think it's
the door's slightly open.
Thinking. I think it's like wishful thinking, but also like I think there's a lot of meanings to it. Like the door's open to his daughter coming to visit him. The door's open to like forgiveness. Maybe the door's open. It feels like he's. I feel like it encapsulates all of his like anxiety and fears around death and like everything he's done in his life. Like he's leaving the door open for more life or maybe a different life or a better one. I think it says a lot, and I think it says a lot about where Scorsese's mind was with this movie as well, and what he was thinking about. Again, like I brought up, this feels like Scorsese's Black Star, like because I think David Bowie's Black Star deals with a lot of the same sort of ideas and themes.
It's a great album. Yeah, and it's a great EP. Really There's a great EP like called 5 Years that goes with it as an addendum. If you haven't heard that, JC, check that out.
I need to, yeah.
He makes this album with the Chicago Jazz Ensemble horn section, and it's his most experimental album of many, but it's also very beautifully crafted. It's about an alien, and so it's got a very extraterrestrial feel to it, like a lot of Bowie stuff. Like, so he's paying homage to Ziggy Stardust and all of the Low period, his Berlin period. He's like going through his whole fucking catalog in one album and one EP, and just perfectly encapsulating his art. And there's a great documentary that goes with it that's on HBO. You might want to check out, JC.
Was that released posthumously? I hate that word.
It was
posthumously.
Yeah, but it's
It's
about the making of the album, but it's also about his life. But it's also made very in the vein of the album, so it's very like artsy. You know, it's beautiful. It's amazing.
Do you agree though,
the
Anders?
goat.
Like, it's not just like him leaving the door open for like, you know, finality, but also leaving the door open for like you know, people forgiving him or like his, you know.
I think so. I think that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, it's because it's horrifying. I think facing death is horrifying. You don't agree, Time?
No, I think he knew that if the door closed, that Scorsese would cut to the next scene, and he just really wanted to go home. So he's like, just leave the door open, and then he had to do like the pull out, and he's like, fuck, movie's over.
Another one.
Yeah,
this movie continues.
The only panacea for facing death, JC, is to fill your life with virtuous things that you're proud of. So when you die and you look back at those last days, you say, I accomplished a lot, right? And if the regret is what can eat people away, you know? And so fill your life with esteemable actions. And but we're all gonna, this is the thing, there's no nice way to be born or die. Like being born is very painful for a baby. Imagine the fucking suffering, and it's suffering on the way out, but nobody knows what the fuck happens after that.
That we don't remember though, which is, I guess, is a
You
kindness.
don't remember, and you're not going to remember dying either, JC.
Isn't
that great?
good point. That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
So just live your life and don't think about the inevitability of that, because it's going to constrict your life and you won't take the chances you should take, and you're always going to be afraid to do this or that. Just live your life. It's going to come no matter what.
Lance says it's sequel bait.
Well,
Ray
Lance at the
Liotta
end.
Yeah, Ray Liotta walks in and recruits him for an Italian
Irishman
team.
too. I would love to see that. I want to say one more thing. Like, I thought that Alto Nights was directed by Scorsese too. This is another De Niro mafia movie that came out recently. It's a Barry Levinson movie.
Oh yeah.
It's on HBO. Check that out. If you enjoyed
twins,
this,
right?
I don't know if he plays twins, and it's very similar in tone and stuff, but it's a great mafia movie too.
Okay.
Barry Levinson's very underrated, and I thought that was a Scorsese movie because it was so almost like in the same, like it should be in the same section of the shoe store. You know what I'm saying?
Did Barry Levinson?
So like, check that out.
Barry Levinson, he made Rain Man, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and Toys, right? And Toys with Robin Williams.
Yes,
that was him too.
Also yes.
Yeah, he made Tin Man.
Good Morning Vietnam.
He also
Dog.
gave birth to everyone's favorite.
Baltimore guy.
Gave birth to everyone's favorite man, Max Landis. Oh no, that's a different
Garfield.
guy. Sorry, I was
Different
thinking
person
Sam Levinson.
That's crazy.
Sorry.
That's crazy.
Sam Levinson.
Totally different.
Well, they're kind of just the same guy.
I guess.
They do the same shit.
In some ways.
But no.
Okay, you want to sum up?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think The Irishman, because I think about Martin Scorsese. I love Goodfellas, but I don't love it as much as everyone else does. I think The Departed is like one of his best movies. I love Taxi Driver, obviously. I love After Hours as well. I think After Hours is fantastic. I haven't seen
Henry Winkler? Is that After Hours with Henry Winkler?
I think so.
No.
Oh, no?
No, that's...
Or
Or is
his
that
name?
something else?
Eric Stoltz?
John.
No.
What's his...
No. Anyway,
What's his
After
name?
Hours is really funny. It's like...
Okay.
After Hours is really funny.
Okay.
It's really good.
Griffin
it's just like a
Dunn.
bad
That's his
night
name.
out. It's a bad night out
okay.
in New York. But
Oh, I haven't seen it in a long time. I have to check that out again.
yeah, it's really good. But no, I think about it and I'm like, what is Scorsese's best movie? And I always come back to The Irishman.
Raging Bull. Raging Bull.
I didn't
Goodfellas.
love Raging Bull as much as everyone else did. But
That one's dark. That's a dark movie, bro.
But this is like an encapsulation of his whole career. Like, and it's...
Yeah.
I love this movie. Like, even though it's three and a half hours, like, and I do feel it at points, but I think the reasoning is meaningful. Like, there's a reason why it's slow at points. Like, it's speculative, it's meditative, and yes, like, you do have to set aside a lot of time to consume this movie. I had to take an intermission halfway through, but I thought this movie was fantastic. Like,
JC, the director, made it
No
for you
issue.
just watch in one sitting, and you have to. I'm going to get a pupillary distance tracker for you for the next time because you can't get up. I told you you get one pee break.
I'm pretty sure in theaters, because this movie did release in cinemas as well. I'm pretty sure they had an intermission in cinemas.
I should hope so. Yeah,
I saw
you're okay
it-
to take intermissions, bro.
I think I saw it in cinemas. I can't remember, but no, I
saw
did.
it with Kirsten Cinema. That's strange.
I think so. I'm trying to remember, but no, I loved it the first time I saw it. I love it this time, and I'm like getting.
Did it come out during COVID? So it was
No,
not
a little before COVID.
It was a little before
okay.
COVID. Yeah,
Right
not
before, right?
2019.
Okay.
It's like
2019.
it was at
Right
the end of
before, okay.
2019 too, so it's
I
like
see, yeah.
a couple months before
Yeah,
COVID.
and I'm saying like the pacing, and I'm saying that the pacing didn't bother me before Times review where he says this was really boring and he hated it. So I'm getting
crazy.
I'm
That's
getting out
crazy.
before he speaks
Oh my
and saying
God,
I
crazy.
don't think
Crazy.
that's an issue, and I really
That's
like this
crazy.
movie.
Welcome in Mannery Park Films
I think-
too as well.
I think it might be Scorsese's best film, and I'm going to give it a 95.
Wow.
Wow. Do you want me to go? I mean, I've always loved Martin Scorsese films ever since growing up. It's always one of those directors that every adult lauds, and it's just like someone you hear about as a legend before you even see the first movie. I'm trying to think of the first movie because, like, I remember when Goodfellas came out, right? I remember the time before Goodfellas, right? It was probably Taxi Driver, which is a beautiful, brilliant character study. Mean Streets, I probably watched later, but like Scorsese's a master, and like he needs to get his flowers, and like I don't know what he's popping off about AI and all this shit, bro. But he's
old.
also probably 87. He's probably like, on every fucking medication, and just like let him, he's just like waking in a waking dream some days probably. So I love this movie. I enjoyed it both times I watched it. I probably would have watched it more if I forget that you have to schedule an afternoon for it. But I'm happy that Anders picked it because it reinvigorates my love for Scorsese, and all the performances were wonderful. And I give it a 95 as well.
Wow.
All right, it's Time's turn.
Let's go.
So there's a thing, I don't know what it's called, like officially, like a scientific term or whatever, but there is a thing where like a certain sense of smell or a certain taste will trigger a memory.
Synesthesia. Synesthesia.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no,
Well,
that's a different one.
Is that what it is?
Synesthesia.
Well,
Maybe?
Synesthesia is when you taste color. I think that's when you taste color.
Yeah, where it triggers a feeling where like you oh, this is familiar from way back when. You just not whatever,
Deja vu?
It's not that, no.
No, just let time talk.
So like seeing a movie like from Scorsese, who's an established name, is kind of like that. Especially when he delves into these topics, you're taken back to a time when you see like The Departed. I'm sorry, Goodfellas. I was probably in my like, I don't know, maybe like 1920 when I saw Goodfellas, and I didn't know what to expect. And I just sat down, and I watched it, and I was just enthralled with it, and just like. Oh my God, I'm not really, I'm like, the mob is just a thing, but I'm not really like interested in it. Like, I don't care, but I liked it. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. The acting's amazing. Acting's incredible. So that's what you kind of get, I think, for me, at least when I watch like a movie, like a Scorsese movie. And for the sound, the sound aspect of it, I want to bring this up real quick. When I was a kid, I had my own bedroom, and I had this giant entertainment center that I was given, and I had a big, like a 32-inch TV, which was, big for me at the time. And then I had these giant tower speakers hooked to this JVC, a stereo receiver, and I had a subwoofer and all this cool stuff. And I used to sit there and listen to my CDs and listen to the radio, and I just loved it. I didn't have a care in the world, and I was just hearing music the way I just wanted to hear it. Everything was open. It was amazing. And I've never had that experience ever again, right? That familiarity. And then I got these IEMs, these headphones, right? And they're tuned to like stereo neutral. There's a point to this. Trust me, there's a point to this. And putting these on and hearing music again, reference level, like audio, it was like, holy shit, I'm back in that room. I'm back as a kid listening to music the way it should be, right? So you have that, I think, a level of nostalgia. And then you have the opposite of that, which is where you get a brand like PlayStation, where now they're doing this weird decision where they're taking discs away, right? And it's like, what are you doing? That's so anti-consumer. What have you guys become? Like, who even are you anymore, right? That's what this movie was. You watch, this was an absolute waste of 3.5 hours. This was Goodfellas with extra steps, and I hated every minute of it. It was a slog the entire way to go through it. I don't understand the point of this movie. I really do not. I later when I read that it was the whole, like, it's a culmination of whatever, I thought that the perfect line for this is, this movie insists upon itself. I think that's what this entire thing was. I think this was just, and it makes sense when you say Pesci didn't want to do it, and Scorsese didn't want to do it, and Robert De Niro had to ask him to do it a bunch of times, because it shows the acting is not great. Everyone's just dragging their lifeless corpses through the fucking finish line. Pacino's great. Jesse Plemons, like, there's a lot of actors that did a great job, but this just felt like it was like, oh, let's do Goodfellas, but let's do it a little bit differently, where it's like a different take on it. And I just thought it was just a piss poor imitation of something that he already did that was really good. And I didn't like, and like there were some scenes that were like fine, And like, but it just this makes me just want to watch Goodfellas. That's all this does. I struggled so bad to get through this movie. I was watching the Norway England game, just giving a passing glance at this movie. This was an awful movie, and I don't understand. I think this ruins, for me at least, Scorsese's gravitas, his legacy for me. I think this is someone who should have stopped directing a while ago, because this is awful. This was just really bad. So I'm going to give it a 20.
Okay.
It's a lot to follow up with.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right. Put it in the book. 20. Okay, Anders.
Okay, so I disagree with just about all of that. I'll say. I'll say Scorsese is my favorite director, and I think this film. I think this film cements him as my favorite director. I think over the years he's kept that passion for filmmaking. I think it does show in this film. I think we watched a different movie. I don't know what to say. But no, yeah, whenever you see him in an interview, he's very passionate about what he's talking about. But no, this film, I think it's amazing. I hinted at it earlier, but I think when you compare it to something like Goodfellas or some of Scorsese's other works like Raging Bull, you could probably say that those have more objectively good qualities, because there's some things you can point out in this film, like that 30-second scene where he's like beating up the guy at the grocery store, and it's like, that's kind of silly. But to me, it doesn't really matter that much, because the overall experience has really stuck with me over the years. And I think to your point, JC, I think it is my favorite Scorsese film as well, and I'm going to give it a 95 as well.
And then Manry Bartfelds just says you are valid. Time, and we hear you. I respect Time's opinion. It's valid.
I do want to say this.
It's valid.
To combat all of everything Anders says, I'm going to kick him actually out of the call right now, because I think he's
God.
disrespecting. I want to give a funny note to this movie that I thought was hilarious. Is I put it on, right? And I start watching it, and I'm like just sitting there, and I'm just watching the movie, and I'm like, and I just the movie starts, and I just see this just giant tapestry on the screen, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna make a joke about this being in the Ari Aster cinematic universe. Okay, can't wait. Okay, I locked that one in, so I'm watching it. Hold on, I'm watching it, and it's going, and then there's like a bedroom scene or something, and like a phone's ringing, and then it goes across to a nightstand, and then there's a picture frame, and then it shows like a family, and you can kind of see who the family is, and I'm like, I want to see Robert De Niro in that. I know they de-age him. I'm confused, and then I hit pause, and it says, "It's a movie I'm spacing out. Oh, the Irishman. It says Irishman. I'm like, okay, so then I hit play again, and then someone started talking on an answer machine, and I'm like so confused, and I go, wait, what am I? Hold on. So then I pause it again, and I look, and the time, the total time, it says 2 hours and 50 minutes, and I go, wait, this isn't the Irishman. It's like 3.5 hours long. So then I back out, and I see the list of the movies I was watching, and the one I clicked on, I think globally it was put under the Irishman, but when you look at the actual file name, it was Midsummer.
Wait, what?
Shit.
I was like, why did it come up as the Irishman?
Wait, so you started watching Midsummer?
I watched like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, wait, I was like, so I saw the tapestry, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a banger Ari Aster joke. And I was like, wait.
Midsummer is actually the sequel to The Irishman. People don't know that.
That's insane.
I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, 3.5 hours, 250. Wait, is that in minutes? And I was like, no, that's not right. Let me look at the file name, and I was like, God, it says Midsummer.
Because Midsummer opens with her like screaming and like.
Maybe that's further into it.
Okay.
The first 5 minutes, it wasn't like that.
I thought you were going to say The Norseman. I thought it was going to be The Norseman.
I had no idea what you were
I'm
watching
watching the wrong
until and then I realized.
I was like, how much longer would I have had to watch it if I didn't check the time to be like, where's Robert De Niro on this movie?
Well, I thought you were going to say that you were watching Kill the Irishman, just this other mob movie.
Sorry, I thought it was a different movie. Had the Irishman in it, God damn it.
Shall we talk about what we've been viewing?
I will say this, Anders, thank you for suggesting this movie, because I would have never watched it.
So finally,
to this, I would have just ignored this. Even though
Sorry
I didn't care
for going
for
so hard on you just that time.
Right?
I did not need to go that hard.
This was not a mark against you. I love you, Anders. You're one of my favorite guests, if not my favorite.
Thank you. One of these days, I'll impress you, Time, with a good pick.
Didn't we watch Batman together?
Well, I didn't pick
Batman.
Batman.
I think I picked it, and you were the guest on it.
I was just like a villain.
Wait. So hold on. So what movies have you picked then?
I think there was Windy City Heat.
I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, you didn't like
I
that
love
one.
that movie. I love all the movies you pick, Anders. That's one of my
What was the
favorites.
one after
I
that?
love these
Black
movies.
Dynamite.
Black
I like
Dynamite. That was the other
Black Dynamite
one.
was good.
Black Dynamite's
That was a good
good.
That was a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
you didn't like it.
No, I liked Black Dynamite.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't like
Yeah.
he didn't like Windy City Heat.
Yeah, I like Windy City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check into the reviews. The reviews are on the YouTube, fam. If you guys want to go back and see all the Anders, we have to get a playlist for Anders. If you have
The
more than
Anders.
5 videos, you deserve a playlist, right?
The Anders cinematic list. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about what we've been viewing outside of our
Oh, yeah.
normal homework?
Yeah.
JC?
I watched Hoodwinked again. I love that movie.
Oh, really?
What is
I don't-
what-
I
what
like
is
seen
that
that
movie.
since
I
I
don't
was
love
a
it.
child.
What is
It's
that?
been so long.
What is that?
It's an animated movie. It's basically it's an animated kids movie. It came out like when Shrek was big.
Is it
so
Christmas?
no, it's like fairy tales. It's like a twisted fairy tale, and essentially an event.
You love
happens.
fairy tales,
An
Justin.
event happens.
Lance said, "What a waste of time. Take your VCR away."
It's 81 minutes. It's not fantastic, but and the animation's terrible, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty
Comfort.
clever.
Is it a comfort movie?
It's a comfort movie.
Okay.
But like
Perfect
what's
for a
interesting
children's dentist office, huh, Lance?
What's interesting about it is like the script is actually pretty funny. It's pretty like well written. It's just like the animation is so dated, and like it's told like Rashomon. It's basically an event happens where Little Red Riding Hood she enters her grandma's cottage. The wolf is dressed up as the grandma. The wolf tries to eat her, and then the woodsman shows up through the window. And then it cuts, and it's like a police investigation, and they interrogate all the witnesses. They interrogate Red Riding Hood, and they interrogate the big bad wolf, and it's good. It's good.
Why does it sound good?
It is
crazy.
good. Like it is good. It's just
Sounds crazy.
yeah, but the animation is so dated. And don't watch the sequel. The sequel's fucking horrible. But no, Hoodwinked is a lot of fun. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. What else have I watched? I also that's it. And I rewatched Obsession. I showed my parents Obsession.
I saw Obsession.
Banger.
You
I
saw
saw
Obsession as
Obsession.
well.
I loved it. It was so
Fiction.
good. God, what a great instant classic for me, especially the second half.
Yeah. I like Obsession. I love Manor
Yeah.
Replies, and the way JC explains it sounds incredible when you watch it. It's mid. It is mid, but
damn
it's
it.
fun.
Good job, JC.
It is fun. It is
Wait,
fun.
has
Market.
I guess Prague hasn't seen it, but has everyone else seen The Backrooms?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
I've
it.
seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
It
I
was
think-
really good. I was expecting it to be a
I'll
lot
see it
worse,
soon
but
enough.
Would-
Don't worry.
yeah,
Okay, so we're
pleasantly
not
surprised
going to
me.
spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but would you rate Obsession higher than Black Rooms? I keep saying Black Rooms, better than Backrooms.
for me, I would.
Okay.
On
JC?
Letterboxd, I gave him the same rating, 3.5.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think my issue with the Backrooms is it's missing a middle chunk. I feel like they jump like the character development, like he goes into the Backrooms and then there's a huge like time jump while he's in there, and then he's a completely different character. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like
True.
I felt like
You're
I felt like his character arc wasn't really earned. I feel like it was missing some stuff. But
Yeah.
besides that, I think the production design on that movie is outstanding. If it doesn't get a production design like Oscar nomination, I'm gonna be shocked. It won't. But I'm gonna be shocked anyway.
I'll agree with Anders. I liked Obsession a lot more.
I haven't seen
than the
Backrooms.
Backrooms, but I still like the Backrooms. It was still a good movie.
Obsession was a classic. Obsession's like I love a monkey paw movie, which is essentially like when you get a monkey paw and you make a wish on it and all the bad stuff. It's like Gremlins is a monkey paw movie. There's Monkey Paw is a monkey paw movie. Monkey Shine. Like this is a great monkey's paw movie.
That was actually
what you might wish for. You don't want what you wish for, right?
That was actually my one issue with Obsession, is I felt like I'd like not seen it before. It is the monkey paw thing, but I felt like I knew where the movie was going from the get-go.
Okay, but like,
Yeah, that's where they got the-
would
but it
you
does,
do that to a
that's where you got the
vampire
idea
movie
from.
or a werewolf movie, JC? Or a zombie movie?
I felt like I knew where it was going for most of it. There are some jaw-dropping moments. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's really well shot. I think there's some jaw-dropping moments, but
And well performed. I think
Yeah.
the girl.
as well.
The girl
Yeah.
who's under the spell is fantastic in that movie. She really nails it in my
There's
view.
just some. I think there's just some randomness to it that
Very funny but scary at the same time, which is cool.
yeah.
So jankiness.
I think there's not jankiness, but like there's some randomness to it that I think isn't like isn't pointed.
There is.
That I kind of go, but no, I
There were
loved
some
it.
things like that I noticed too,
I
but
did love it.
I kept putting that aside because I was really enjoying the fact that it was kind of like the part where I really got scared was when there's the phone call when the guy finally calls the number on the bunk. And the guy on the phone finally says, "Do you want to talk to her?" And she starts screaming. I'm like, "Oh my god, she's in hell and she's being tortured to death all the time." And I'm like, "Okay, now I'm scared."
I kind of wish like that was one part where I kind of wish that they explored it, but then I'm kind of
oh
glad
my
they
god, I'm glad they didn't. That was the scariest part.
I think it's better it's left the way it is.
The unknown, the unknown
and when she's whispering, she's like, "She's sleeping. Don't wake her up."
Right?
Yeah, it's great.
That was good. I love it. I love it. I really enjoyed
stuff. And like I mentioned before, I like that
I found really.
I think they deliberately tributed Pulse in that one scene. I think I've mentioned it before.
Oh yeah, to me, you mentioned that.
Yeah. When she's in the corner and then she moves and then she slowly.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
exactly like the scene in Pulse.
Yeah. The rewind. They have that rewind thing that they do. Yeah. It's great. Cool. Yeah. Very
anyway,
good.
Anders, you go. Sorry.
Yeah, what
Anders.
I found interesting, what the director said, what's his name, Curry Baker or Barker? Yeah. So when the friend makes the wish, he says, "I wish for $1 billion," and it all just appears. The director said that there's no actual monkey paw to it. Because his explanation is that Bear's wish is just inherently evil when you think about
selfish,
it. Yeah. Like you could have just.
But I love the mechanic that they have the money falling down was.
Yeah. Because if you wish for someone to love you who doesn't love you, they have to become a completely different person. Like it's horrifying.
It's true.
On principle.
And then the way he termed it, "I love me more than anyone else in the whole world," is going to cause the fucking craziness.
You know what? To point more towards Anders' point too. There's another thing of that too in the movie when he goes to back where he bought the One Wish Willow, and it's a different worker. It's a guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I use mine, and mine's fine." He's like, "Yeah, I got what I want. I'm cool."
Yeah. For some reason,
the guy who plays that role when he returns it is so good. He's like a General Hospital soap actor, the older gentleman that's like, I think he does a great job.
When I first saw him, I thought it was the voice of Jerry in Rick and Morty. What's his name? Chris Parnell?
Oh no, yeah.
I thought it was him.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
No, I could see that.
Actually look him up. I looked him up, and he's just like a long-term, like heavily, like he's been in a lot of soaps. He's been on General Hospital for decades, and it's just like really.
And I always love when you get like a breakout role that everyone like loves with Indy Navarrete. Like everyone,
I thought she was
in love
fantastic.
with her now. I
think she's fantastic.
Yeah,
she was great because like she did it like it was funny enough in the parts that she needed to be funny and scary enough, and like the screaming and like how she would just like erupt. Like there's a scene when like she finally goes to lay down and they're laying down in the bed together, and he's right. And I'm like, oh my god, bro!
I was trying to do a mini review of Obsession.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We need to do.
Okay.
We should do
Make it a clip.
Make it a clip. Yeah, we should make it a clip. That's
clip.
actually very smart. I totally agree. What else has everyone been doing media wise? Do you guys anything?
I have one. I recently watched all of Twin Peaks for the first time.
Oh wow!
Me too. I did that
Congratulations!
Recently too. Ooh,
what
nice.
a show!
God,
Have all of you seen it? Because I could do spoilers, or it's a bit hard to talk about.
Is that including the return?
Last episode or the last season, or the Fire Walk with Me? Those are the only two I haven't seen.
He's our most reviewed director too on the show. We've done many of his films, right?
Are you including the return? Did you watch season 3 as well?
I watched season 3 as well.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, I had mixed feelings about it because it was obviously a lot different, and there were just some plot points. Have you seen it? Did you say you haven't seen
the
it?
Most recent one, yeah.
Okay, I'll try to be spoiler free. But yeah, there's just certain plot points, like with like Cooper's plotline, I wasn't really on board with until.
Wait, has everyone seen it? Have you seen it?
I've seen season 3.
Oh, you know what? I'm just taking my headphones off. Just JC, wave like a crazy man when it's ready to take them off, so you can talk freely.
Okay. Yeah. So I wasn't really on board.
So I want to replace time with Anders. Hold on, Anders. While he has his headphones off, we're going to replace time with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't tell him.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Anders. Please.
Yeah. So I wasn't really on board with how they like lobotomized Cooper for most of the season. He's just like a baby for most of it. Dougie
18 episodes. It's a long season.
Yeah, true. And he regains consciousness in, what was it, episode 15?
17, I think. I thought it was 17. Like, it's like the episode before the last one.
I think it was a little bit earlier. It was like 16 or 15. Which is crazy, but I think once that happens, I really like the last few episodes, especially the finale. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
it gave me so much to think about too.
It's great.
For me, it's episode 8. I think it is. It's the episode where they do the flashback to the to the nuclear test site. My God, is that episode incredible? Like, just unbelievable.
And I feel like they saved all of the budget just for that episode because it looks so beautiful throughout all of it.
Right.
It went full.
It's better than Nolan
Space Odyssey.
Like, Nolan made an Oppenheimer movie, and David Lynch like dunked on him so hard with this show. Like, it looks so good.
Agreed.
Yeah, the Trinity test. It's amazing. Yeah, I think the show. I find it interesting, but I also think I think everything they do. Like, there's so many good like little bits that they do like throughout the season. I love that every episode is bookended by a live performance at the bar, and yeah, I love it. I love that show so much, and
I honestly wasn't too on board with that either. The live performances.
I loved it.
I like it. I think it's part of his career, and it's something he really loves. And you could tell it's kind of like his magnum opus this final season. You know, he knew like he's not going to be making a lot more films, and he wanted to do it everything he loves. You know,
it was the last thing he ever did, too, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Or no, I think the monkey short film.
Oh yeah, I don't really count that though.
Don't count it? Okay, fair.
It's so short. It's only like 6 minutes. What Jack did or whatever. Like,
yeah, it was just like.
But I do like it. I do like it because like that's just like he just did it for himself though, and like I love that he was still making stuff, as much as he could that he loved.
I think, and I've been playing Alan Wake 2. I finished Alan Wake 2. I think I talked about it. Did I talk about it last time?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Well, I think I mentioned it in Lance's chat. Like I love the game. I think the combat.
Are we done with Twin Peaks?
Yeah. Well, it's related, but it's because Alan Wake is so heavily inspired by Twin Peaks. Like heavily, it's almost like a mishmash between Stephen King and Twin Peaks, and it's a fantastic game story wise. But the combat is so much of the game, and the combat is awful. Like I hated the combat in Alan Wake 2, especially compared.
Have
to
you played Control?
Game. No, I haven't played Control. I've heard Control's combat's really good.
I like it. I love it. But yeah.
No, I just found it really clunky compared to the first game. The first game's mechanics are so much fun, and then this one is just like annoying. Like I found it really annoying. Whenever I try to avoid any encounter I could because I was sick of dealing with enemies the exact same way and running out of bullets and. Because it's annoying, like it's genuinely annoying. But everything else in the game is fantastic, and the ending. I think the ending kind of apes Inception a little bit, actually quite a bit. I think the ending to Alan Wake 2 is very similar to Inception.
Oh, you said that last night,
yeah. Everything else is really good, good game. Visually outstanding as well.
So you say it's like better than Inception, right?
Yeah, it's better than Inception for sure.
You really don't like Christopher Nolan, do you? That's what I'm gathering.
I literally have bought tickets to the Odyssey in IMAX. I'm going to see it.
And you're
next weekend.
You're going to slam it. I can't
so
wait till you
excited.
see it because you're going to come back and you're going to slam it. You're going to take it because you hate Nolan. You secretly hate Nolan. I have one thing I have to mention. It's Ghost of Yotai, which I've begun my campaign in.
Nice.
I have Platinum Ghost of Tsushima. I love I love that game. And this game is just everything plus. Like everything you love from it. Much better textures, beautiful frames per second, unlocked frames per second. I think it's well above 60 in most scenes. And it's just if you like open world games and you like feudal Japan, like you could do much worse. Check it out. It's really good. The combat is fun. The exploration is fun. It's not like some open world games. There's a segment of it that's a slog that you hate. And this is just like, I don't want to say that it's got a Zen aspect, but the way it flows, the environments and the platform puzzles and everything just has a wonderful flow. And the combat's exhilarating. And
awesome. What do we time? Did you say what you've been watching lately? Or?
I just want to throw my 2 cents in for Twin Peaks. I've only seen the first 2 seasons, and I absolutely love that show so much. So there's that.
How come you haven't seen the 3rd season? Any particular reason you haven't gotten to
it? I think I've seen the first 3 episodes of the 3rd season, but then they were coming out week to week, and I was like, I'll just wait till they come out all together. Till they're all out. And I just never went back to
Right.
it, and time just passed. But I do want to. I mean, I still need to watch, what do you call it? Fire Walk with Me. Yeah.
Dude, Fire Walk with Me is. It's horrifying.
Is it?
It's one of the.
There's one of my favorite
scary.
bands has a concept album. It's a concept EP. It has like 5 songs on it, and the entire thing is built around Twin Peaks, and it's like one of my favorite like works of like music that I love. So. I was listening to that. But I just recently watched, finally, because the new one is out in theaters as of yesterday. I finally watched Evil Dead Rise.
Oh my god, was it scary?
We talked. It's not scary, but like
You're braver than
the
I
first
am.
one's better. The new ones, like the first one's better.
Oh, that's the second. Oh,
The second one, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
One in the
one.
apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one in the cabin, Jane Levy. I still love that one. I love it more
Isn't
than
that a
the
different?
second
Isn't it
one.
a different story? Isn't it a totally different story? Okay.
Yeah.
But the Rise, I had a lot of fun watching it, and I think that's what I want to get out of a horror movie. Of course, I want it to be like amazing and blow my mind, isn't that whatever, and push the limits or whatever like that. You don't get any of that stuff, but I had a ton of fun watching it. I'm really loving the last girl left trope, especially when it comes to that. These two movies, at least, with just the ending of just I'm gonna fucking take down this monster, with the chains. I'm cheering. I'm like, let's fucking go.
I have so many movies to recommend.
We
will
need to get through those movies. We're gonna have our own little special podcast where we do that. It's called Last Girl Left, and yeah, I loved it.
Final Girl.
It's crazy and it gets kind of gross, but it's still a super fun movie to watch. I love the mom, redhead, obviously, so I love
No
that.
spoilers. No spoilers. I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. I had it's called Flame Goes. It's called Good for Her. Okay, it's called Good for Her.
Sort of.
Gingers can't feel pain, so it's good that there's one in this movie.
There was a question I had in the movie, and it was just like, how did this item get from this place to this place? And they answer it like as soon as I said it, and I was like, oh. Okay. It's like, well, you know what? Thank you. So movies don't do that. So thank you. Yeah, I really like that movie. I think it's the only thing I've seen. I'm almost done with Schitt's Creek season 3. That's been very funny still.
Well, it was Evil Dead Rise enough to justify putting the director's name at the front of the new Mummy movie?
No. God,
fuck no.
God, no. That's crazy. But you don't know.
Guys, my battery's gonna die.
I'm glad you brought that
Guys, we have to wrap.
Because JC brought it up. He agreed with me last night. The title scene, the title card for Evil Dead Rise is probably one of the coolest title cards of all like history. Like it is that 5 seconds is so good.
So good.
There was the part where someone gets their head cut off and Flame goes, that looks weird. And that just, it looks so like cartoony. And I go, I guess it looked, whatever. And then all of a sudden that happens and she goes, oh my God, no, what?
Yeah.
And the reflection of the letters on the lake was...
when we thought about that, it wasn't called Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It was just called The Mummy.
Yeah.
They had to change it because the new movie was announced. They had to change it to Lee Cronin's The Mummy to not confuse people about the new The Mummy with Brendan Fraser or whatever. Anyway, yes, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on, Anders. Next week, we've got...
On Friday, we have Prag's pick.
Yes, on Friday we got Prag's pick. He picked... What did he pick?
Woman loves woman, girl loves girl, girl and girl.
Caroline. Yes,
that's what it was.
And then on Saturday, and Abobi's actually in chat, so she can tell us. She can tell us. Carolina. What are we watching, Abobi? Tell us.
No, it better be good.
What are we watching? You're in chat. Tell us.
Dylan Sprouts. No way! There's no way.
Well, I'll accept that.
She's not being serious, is she? Is she?
I'll accept that.
That's crazy.
I'll accept. Well, she's not correcting it, so it's official now. We're watching a Serbian film.
Do you want the house tour?
She's not
correcting herself.
She's not correcting herself.
Ew, we said ew.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I do know what she's picked.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to announce it?
Yeah. So it is a Jane Austen classic. Jane Austen is, as far as I'm aware, is Abobi's favorite author.
Okay.
It's directed by Ang Lee, and it's called Sense and Sensibility. Sense and Sensibility, starring... Who's in that movie? The one from Titanic, whatever her name is.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah,
I love
that
that
girl from Titanic. Yeah,
The girl,
I
The girl
remember.
from Titanic.
the
Kate
girl that
Winslet.
said, "Oh, Kate Winslet."
Kate Winslet. Yeah, no, it's Kate Winslet.
I thought
and
Ang Lee was a girl.
a bunch of other. No, Ang Lee's a guy. He made Life of Pi, and he made Ang
Brokeback
Lee's
Mountain.
The Whole Brokeback Mountain, and he made. And she makes a good point. Finally, a grandma movie for the Grandma's podcast. Because I was going through our films, we haven't done like a grandma movie, like a proper like knitting.
Well, Babe was kind of considered a grandma movie.
Yeah, I could see Babe. Yeah.
That reminds me, I really wanted to ask you guys, do you have like a name for like your fans? Like for example, PewDiePie has like the Bro Army.
The
Do you guys
Bro
should
Army.
like call
Dumb
your
name.
fans like
That's such a
Yeah.
lame name.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Point is like no, you guys should call your
Mavericks.
fans like your
The
grandchildren
Mimas.
or something.
I don't have any fans.
The Hasanabi heads.
No.
Yeah, we took that.
Yeah, we're still his. No, what do you reckon, Prag? Got any
My
ideas?
microphone's not plugged in.
You can hear us, right? No, it is plugged in. We can hear you.
Oh, it is? You can hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, we don't have
grandchildren.
any fans.
I think we call them
we
our
don't have any fans.
our
They're the nanas.
the nanas. Okay.
They're the nanas.
The
Because it
grandkids.
ties into Golden Banana.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah, call them
connected. Golden
your
nanas.
grandkids.
Yeah.
The grandkids.
Well, I was gonna say because we're so proud of them and they're
want them to
boys and
decide.
girls, but primarily boys. We can call them the Proud Boys.
Oh God.
You know?
I'm good.
Yeah. Or maybe Proud Kids. I don't know. I'm still working on it.
The Proud Family.
The Proud Family.
I
Yeah.
want them to decide. Like, I would love it
The
if the fans
grandkids
made their
is funny.
own
I like
website
grandkids.
I
to
like the
celebrate their
grandkids.
I
fandom
like the
without
grandkids,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to celebrate their fandom without us. It should be from the grassroots. So I would never pick a name for my fans to call themselves. They have
Well, they picked it for us.
They
Our
picked-
kids
yeah.
they're grandkids.
She picked grandkids, so they're grandkids now.
Chat, you're our grandkids.
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you for
Yes, you're
ironing
psychotic.
that out for us, Anders. It's almost like you should run the channel.
Thank you, Anders.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah, I know
time when you
what's
took
up.
your headphones off, we replaced you with Anders. So
Well,
this
okay.
is your last
Sorry.
show.
Well,
So you should have
but-
never taken the headphones off.
My
Yeah,
fingers
and the
smell like
contacts
sausage.
now.
Yeah. He's like, if you object, say no, and I didn't say anything, so that was
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do want to say that because you brought up Ang
It's a
Lee real
dog
quick.
eat dog world out there.
It's a dog. Yeah.
Hollywood,
you
baby.
brought up Ang Lee, and I was looking up at the Ang Lee movies because I've only seen the Hulk,
Mm.
but then I saw that
Crouching
he
Tiger,
directed
Hidden Dragon.
Brokeback Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching Brokeback Mountain at Flame and I's favorite vacation home in Malibu. And we just learned recently that because of the Malibu fires, that whole side that is right there on the water just burned down. And that vacation home was one of the places that burned down. So
Oh.
that sucks.
No
that sucks.
way.
Yeah.
I still
Foreshadowing. That's called foreshadowing.
Sucks.
I still haven't watched Brokeback Mountain, but I
It's
do
good.
love
It's a
Life
good
of
movie.
Pi. I do
It's a
love
good
Life
movie.
of Pi. And I respect.
What about the Hulk
his
movie?
hit.
He made the first Hulk
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
and
I
you forgot
think
about
That's
that,
good.
right?
That's a good.
I think it's
I think that's the only thing I've seen too.
And then Crouching Tiger,
Underrated.
Hidden Dragon. What about that
That's a
one?
good
Where he's
movie.
nominated for all the Oscars. Good,
good
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
What
great
about
movie.
Gemini Man?
What about
I don't know-
Gemini
I don't
Man?
know
I never
Gemini Man.
heard of that. I didn't
Not
know about
Gemini Man.
Gemini Man.
That's that 60 FPS Will Smith vehicle or 120
Oh my
FPS
God.
Will Smith vehicle. Yeah, that was that. Apparently, that was bad. It
What
doesn't
was
look
that Will
good.
Smith
It didn't look
movie
good.
where he played an ogre and he's a cop, but he's also playing like fantasy creatures? It was a
Right.
Netflix
Yeah.
exclusive.
Bright, the Max
Right.
Landis movie.
Yeah, we have to see that. That's the one we have to see.
God.
That's got to be so bad.
God, no, that movie was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been fun, guys. Thank you for joining us once again, Anders. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
This has been fun. And before I go, I'll just mention Age of Innocence is a very good film, and yeah, that's a Martin Scorsese film. I got into an argument
Yes.
with a Bobby.
Age of Innocence.
There's a-
You kind of cut out
yeah,
there.
yeah, Age of
Mhm.
Innocence. I've just
Age of
mentioned it
Innocence, yeah.
'cause
Historical
Asian
drama, right?
Innocence,
Asian
yeah.
Innocence, yeah.
Asian Innocence.
That's a different movie.
Different movie entirely. But no, I got into an argument with a Bobby about it. It's so graphic and violent and just
That's what she said.
just
That's
a
crazy.
hard hitting.
I don't remember seeing it in a long time.
It's a Nana movie.
Remember.
It's
a nice movie.
It's a grandma movie. But no, what's his name is really good in it. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Of course.
Anders.
He's doing it. He's just frozen
He's
now.
doing it.
Oh, I can't see him.
He can do it. He's
I'm
doing
facing
it.
the
Everybody.
camera too.
Bye. Also, pick
But
up a
you-
movie next time, Anders. Bye.